Tell me then, in very straight terms, what you have done. I mean, what aids? I mean, what do you do?
Anything.
I mean, tell me, give me concrete examples then of what some of your skills have brought about.
No, a few salient examples. One kid with cystic fibrosis in mom's belly. This is exactly what I can do. I took care of the father and the mother. They were bearing the same defective gene. The mother was pregnant. The kid was diagnosed by the best experts, because they were scientists themselves, as having the cystic fibrosis. When I took care of the fetus and he was born, no cystic fibrosis, no signs. Then they went deep into the kid's DNA. It was gone, which means it's genetic engineering. Well, it's also playing God to a point, but why not? If it's for the kid, I mean, what was wrong with interfering with? That was not God's will for the kid to be sick. That was a little bit of chaos in life, which is necessary actually to test our free will at least. Okay, so that's an example. People in a deep coma who wake up from a coma. Animals, of course, an expert. I can do basically anything on an animal. I'm 1,000 times more effective on an animal than I'm on a baby. 1,000 times more effective on a baby than I'm on a teenager, and a few dozen times more effective on a teenager than on an old person. It goes with the proximity to life, to God, life potential, and many, many things. But since most processes, most diseases relate to self-destruction, what it takes me is just to bypass you, to circumvent your will of self-destruction, to reestablish the harmony, the normal functioning of the soul, mind, body, interactions, and nothing else, and stop killing yourself. If we can come back to the burns now, for example, that's an interesting subject.
Yes.
Because burns represent an anomaly in terms of so-called diseases. Well, unless I'm a complete charlatan, I cannot guarantee a 100% rate of success. When people really want to die, they die, and there is nothing else. Just because of my ethics, I cannot force them to live. So I can have always 10%, 20%, 30%, who knows, of rate of unsuccess. There is always an explanation for it. The only anomaly are burns. I guarantee a 100% rate of success, period. If I fail once on burns, I'm out of the job. I take my word for it. Third degree burns. I cannot take care of more like 10, 15% a day. Anything more, I would be a quack again. That was very bad when I was receiving 100,000 letters a day. That means we had to play God and say who is going to live, who is going to die. But that was not my barbecue, and I'm glad of it. Okay, I had my ethical team of people who were choosing, according to their existential worth or youth, who was to live and who was to die. Burns, I could take care of 100,000 a day without bragging. 100,000 people burn simultaneously. Why? It's because it doesn't take me anything. It doesn't cost me an ounce of energy, nothing. It's just like bypassing you completely and shifting reality once and for all. You know that there are people who died of cold in a locking room, frigorific system, who believed the system was on, but wasn't, and they die at 72 Fahrenheit. Of cold, with frozen bites and everything. That's the power of the mind. Under hypnosis, you can also suggest to someone that is holding, instead of a pen, some kind of an electric resistance that's very hot, and you're going to generate burns second degree on the fingers. That's the power of the mind. This goes back to a very ancient taboo, Berit Esh. This is the Kabbalistic code. That's the first word of the Bible, not Beret Ish, not at the beginning, but alliance with fire, Berit Esh in Hebrew. The alliance with fire. Isn't it in terms of paleontology, the moment in which human became human? But isn't it also the moment where they start to sin, to separate from other animals, to conquer new territories, to destroy unnecessary, to cook? And I'm not so much for cooking food. As you know that, I try to respect and abide to natural laws, nothing else. When you're exposed to fire, it creates an horrible pain. Nothing but very superficial. Even when you expose 5 minutes to flame, when you think about it, assuming you didn't inhale, of course, the heat and your brain wasn't damaged, it's just like 5 millimeters of skin that has been barbecued. But all your organs are fine, everything is fine. Just the pain is unbearable. And then your brain gives a signal of self-destruction. And then you start to generate edemas and everything. That's your body, that's the immune internal physiological reaction that kills after burns. My work is very simple. I bypass those. And I do nothing else. It doesn't cost me a thing. I couldn't do, that's why I don't even have to charge. Okay, that's public. You can send me any fireman you want, any burn. I could also teach people in half an hour groups all over the planet, some kind of emergency team in case there will be a nuclear blast, in case there will be something really bad happening. I can teach firemen, but also volunteers, people how to heal burns, because they could do it on a wider scale. They can be everywhere in every city where it happens. And this is also the most simple thing to be tested scientifically. Give me cells, we burn them, and we see the difference between the batch haven't been taken care of and the one have. And people will do exactly the same. The trick is, there is no spoon. There is no fire.